boy, they got Alvin Kamara. I'm not ready.
Today, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, the weather outside couldn't be better. They've opened the roof and the retractable windows on the sides, and it's time for football at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by their big mobile quarterback. He can throw it, he can run it, Colin Kaepernick.
A true dual threat at the quarterback position, and let's remember it back in the 2012 season, that game in the playoffs that he had against Green Bay. Ran for 181 yards and 2 scores, threw for 2 touchdowns. That's the kind of potential he brings to the table every time he steps on the field.
Now a first carry from Melvin Gordon. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Now a handoff. This is Gordon.
Ow.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Way too late.
Great coverage downfield.
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
So they give up the completion there, but defensively, Charles, you're going up against a quarterback here who's had some moments, but really a lot of ups and downs in the early part of his career. What's the plan against a guy like this?
Well, you want to rattle him first and foremost. Bring some people at him, a couple extra guys in the pocket, see if he can handle it. The second thing, you want to make him...
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. This defense for the Colts, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that.
And it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
So after the INT, it's Kaepernick. Oh, that's into double coverage and interception.
Let's see. They're high, too. Right.
And the Rams are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
2nd and 4. Now Jones. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers?
That's sad.
So the ball skills are the same.
My first pass was an interception.
And he is paying it off in a big, big way.
That's sad.
Now Gordon on first down.
Good grief.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. Throwing now is Kaepernick. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Colin Kaepernick.
He used to 46 passes.
And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Heck of a start to his season.
Kaepernick.
2 touchdowns in the opener last week. Another one
46.
420 yards passing.
Jeez.
I can't do nothing.
And those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early. Great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up. They'll soon be.
I'm just getting ready to simulate when I play defense.
This man.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score.
Jesus Christ.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
A run there on first down gets him a yard to the 26.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Jones now on first down.
Yeah.
Brought down by the Colts. Cameron Hayward picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Looking to throw. Jones. They'll get this out to Kamara. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. There for the sack, B.J. Hill. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now it's Peterson. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Indy set to go on offense once more. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick.
No.
Flush to his right. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
This is Gordon. He takes this for about 6.
Smack dab into him.
Man.
Man.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Four yards remain for second down. Now they'll throw with Kaepernick. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Hassan Reddick able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off. This complete to Jones. Yeah, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 4th down. That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well. And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Rams are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick. And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback.
Oh, good grief.
They also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did it.
What?
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, LA.
Couldn't get to who I wanted, and I kept missing Kamara.
76 yards. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now. How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for the entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can. Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think? I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it. Unfolding so far so good for him. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Did you see
Take it in at the goal line.
where Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler's going to be calling an NFL game?
Across the 25
Yeah.
to the
Oh,
27.
nice. I like.
Now Colin Kaepernick and the offense heading back out onto the field. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown. And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way.
you've got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
I've got one out of that.
And not a whole
Could have
lot
been a
doing
loss.
there, so get it up to about the 28-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. Yeah. A big play there for Indy.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
He's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Melvin Gordon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
What?
I figured out why I've been sucking.
Why?
I didn't realize my settings was changed.
What do you mean?
Where it says ball hawk and all that stuff, it had it turned on instead of keep individual.
Oh, and our franchise or yours?
No, this one.
Oh.
Send this one away.
Wait, this
I'm
one?
getting ready to break the touchdown pass record. What the heck? All I need is one.
Daniel Jones and company. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy...
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams
Hey,
offense
let's
at
not
the line.
give up a big gain again.
One-score deficit, 14-7 as they come up 1st and 10.
So let's not give up a big gain again.
Yeah, Zach.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. B.J. Hill picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And Diggs has it. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return is Peterson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards.
Oh, my belly's rumbling.
So here are the Colts to take over. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction.
I shouldn't have done that.
Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10
Why'd you do it?
at their 38. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. It's a 1st down and more for Gordon.
Yep, there's one interception. I knew something was up.
67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
How about our reigning AFC Player of the Week?
I think that's what's wrong on ours too.
What?
Yeah, nice long run. That's
I think that's turned on.
A week ago. Maybe he's trying for 2 in a row here this week.
It needs to be on keep individual.
Oh, like keep individual is like the player you're on?
Yeah.
To throw, Kaepernick.
Ah.
And for the third time here,
If you turn it on, it switches to all different players instead of the one he's throwing to.
And the Rams are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
Yeah,
Look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception.
Threw another interception.
Too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Why is he? Whoa.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll
Thought
be
he was
second
down.
and very short. Off the play fake. Jones. That's into the hands of his tight end Bates.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Jones throw pulled in by Renfro. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Oh my gosh.
Second and
What?
6.
One thing you're hoping for when you're
The linebacker just stood
you're
there.
able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of
I do that all the time.
catch.
Dang.
But in this situation, the defense was effective.
Oh,
I could
like
get my linebacker just stand there.
trip over him.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it's
Yeah,
sets up
pretty
a
much.
3rd down and 4 now.
Why don't my linebacker stand there like that?
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here comes the Rams punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy?
Oh my gosh.
This pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
I don't think I need to play it till halftime. That's it.
They're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Gotta focus, man.
Question because
I'm
a lot
trying.
of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions.
Don't force the ball unless you have to.
Been forced a little bit.
You got a quarterback that can run.
Is he a guy that maybe
That's
you've
true.
seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
Oh,
Right after the
silly
turnover, they come out
interception.
throwing.
Freak.
And that means it's a sudden change situation.
man.
We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds.
I'm just trying to break the record, and I'll put my backup quarterback in.
Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard, maybe a touch less. Back to throw. Jones. To the goal, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have now
He threw it, it hit the goalpost.
And there's another example, another incompletion.
to throw again.
I'm just trying to break a record, man.
Here, that's complete. The completion there winds up a wall.
Look at the ball.
Bring up 4th down.
Oh, you shouldn't have left him open like that.
Isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Throwing on 1st down is Kaepernick. And incomplete on the
Had to try it.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Kaepernick will try again on 2nd down. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught. It's caught indeed. A big play there just before halftime.
What a catch.
Use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Kaepernick to throw. Jones has it. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. Kaepernick to throw again. Over the middle to Beckham. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Ah, crap, wrong one.
To throw is Kaepernick. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Odell Beckham in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening.
There you go, Zach.
Now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-7.
I gotta get off here. My dad fell.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Night, Andy.
Peace out, bro.
Alright, good night, stream. I said stop. The freak.